Okay, thanks again for having us, Carbyne. I'm Rich Freeman. I'm from the Midwest, so I'm out here talking to you guys about Carbyne. We talked a little bit about you guys. Thanks again for having us all out here. Thanks everyone. Yeah, talking about a couple things. We're going to talk about APEX today. I think some people already saw some of our presentation, the last one.
Yes.
Some of the directors already saw that from 2 weeks ago. So we'll be talking about our other product, APEX, which is a full call handling solution, a robust ability to take in 911 calls. So we'll talk about what that looks like, and Dee will walk through the whole application and the benefits that it can provide to the center and to the citizens of the community. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to show a video. There it goes. Yeah, we talked about our advisory board. So we report to an advisory board that helps us and assists us across the country with deployments and applications and introductions of our products and services. So as you're well probably familiar with a lot of the folks on there that we work with and are on our advisory board.
Sorry.
That was pretty good on video. So Dee will go into this, but this is actually the application itself showing the types of data that we bring in, being video, additional data, additional header location data, calls, and then also Andy Alley. So you'll see that, and she's going to talk specifically about each and individual window that's here and the application and how it presents itself to the call taker. So we'll look forward to that. She's going to be talking about Carbyne APEX specifically, and then we're going to show a video from Stark County, Ohio, which is how Carbyne helped to locate a young girl in Stark County, Ohio. Diva?
We received an emergency dispatch call here from a frantic mother.
They're gone. And so I start calling her. She finally answers the phone. She says she doesn't know where she is.
Her daughter was missing, and she had snuck out of the house.
She had her put pillows underneath her blankets looking like she was laying in there. And I went in there to wake her up. I just had a funny feeling.
Riley, do you know where you are?
No.
Who are you with?
I don't know.
Are you on foot?
No. I just want to go home.
Okay. Who's driving?
I don't know.
Our officers were notified of the missing child and immediately put Carbyne into use.
Does your phone accept text messages?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send a link to your text messages, okay? And I need you to click on that link because that will show me where you are.
When we have the Carbyne, we can use it to silently text them.
We're coming into a generation now where everything is looking at a phone.
The real-time location is a paramount piece of the Carbyne.
I don't think that she was really aware that it was tracking her location every 5 seconds.
Do you know where you're going?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at, but I know I'm coming home.
Okay. Are they taking you home?
Yeah.
And she kept telling me that, you know, I think we're almost home, I think we're going home, and the location on Carbyne, they were not anywhere close to home. So it was nerve-wracking.
And so with us having that extra piece in place with the Carbyne, we were able to close that gap.
It provided everything that she couldn't.
Okay. I have your location right now, okay? Riley, I'm telling my officers where you are, okay? We're trying to get someone over there to find you, okay?
Okay.
It was very overwhelming when my deputies were able to pull over the vehicle.
Oh my God, they got her, thank God. Oh my God, thank God.
Yes, ma'am, that's Sergeant Klein. He's out with her now. They'll be coming over. They'll be bringing her back home, okay?
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
What went through my head when our sergeant went out with the girls was just a big yes.
The suspect in this case fled the scene. They could have been a victim of human trafficking. A number of things could have happened that night, but they didn't.
Technology in of itself that's available to first responder now it's phenomenal in a timely manner.
I think my favorite part is that it's ease of use. It doesn't take anything special. Nobody has to download a special app to use it.
Oh my God.
It's going to be okay. Just take a deep breath.
I love you guys. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can they hear me okay online?
Should be.
Okay. For myself too. Turn this on. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here again. My name is Diva Miranda Jones. I'm with Aurora, Colorado. I like to wander, sorry. I'm from Aurora, Colorado. Used to work for Aurora 911 for 19 years. And you know, came fresh out from the comm center into this new world of technology, and it's been a fun ride. And I'm really excited about what Carbyne has to offer. And one of the reasons why I kind of decided to hang up my headset and to join the technology industry, and Leslie's nodding back there because her and I actually ended up doing it at about the same time, her with Rapid SOS and me with Carbyne. So one of the things about me that a lot of people don't know is that my father migrated to the United States from Mexico probably more than 48 years ago. And he did that by jumping the fence in Nogales, Mexico into Arizona. And he crossed the desert coming looking for a better life. And he would get caught and sent back. He did it a total of 17 times. My father is now a naturalized citizen, has been since 1984, but he made a very similar journey that people today are still making, right? They are still crossing the border. Border Patrol estimates around 150,000 people per month are crossing the border illegally to come into the United States. And we're guessing that that number is pretty conservative. It's probably more than that. And a lot of them don't make it. They die in the desert. It's a dangerous journey. They don't always make it. One of the things that Carbyne was doing that really, when I heard about the company and the work they were doing, that really touched me, is they were at a demo similar to what you're at here today at the Border Patrol in Tucson, Arizona. And sitting in the comm room, giving a demonstration of our Universe product, showing how it can locate people, how we can help with video and all those types of things. And one of the agents that was working the phones came over and said, hey, we've got some lost migrants. We don't know where they're at. It's a whole family. They're lost out on a ridge somewhere. They don't know where they are. Here's their phone number. What can you guys do? So we plugged it into our Universe product, sent them a text message. They clicked on the link, shared their location, shared their video. We were able to see exactly where they were. We were able to see video to see what type of area terrain they were in. And within 45 minutes, Border Patrol had a helicopter out to go rescue them. It works, and that's amazing. 10 minutes later, same agent came back over and said, I've got another family lost in an abandoned house. Same thing. That was in a demo. That's what's awesome. You know, we hear as managers and as directors, we hear about a lot of products, but it's, well, it'll work once we get it installed and that type of thing. That to me is the fact that Carbyne really wants to help people. We helped save lives that day. There was no contract involved. There was nothing, right? We just were here to save lives. So that's what's really exciting. We're partnered with Rapid SOS. So we love our partners. We are partnered with Rapid SOS. And so we're, you know, taking the lead from where Rapid SOS really burst into the industry and provided comm centers with some really great technology that we never had before, and being able to continue to build upon what they started. So it's really exciting to be partnered with them and to be here today to show you what we have. So one of the things that we also do is we have a call handling system. So we have what's called Universe. It's an over-the-top application, so you don't have to replace any current CAD system or CPE, and you're able to send out text messages, get location, video, and do silent chat with your callers. In our phone system, you can still do all of that. It's just all integrated into one screen in a phone system. So you're not having to have an over-the-top application, okay? So that's what we're showing here today. I know the screen's a little dark. Are you guys able to see this okay? If you want to come up and look closer, or if you want to look at my screen, please afterwards or whatever, it's okay, because I know the screen's just a little dark. Probably online, they're getting a good view, right? It's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through. Some of you heard my demo before, so if I start to bore you, please don't snore too loud or contribute something that you think maybe I'm missing, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to do it by a scenario. I was training manager for many, many years, and people learn best by being able to associate with something that they've been able to experience before. So at our conference, a developmentally disabled person walk away from the hospital, and he wandered, and it was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, so it was dark, and he wandered into some wetlands that we have nearby the hospital. And he called 911 because he got lost inside these wetlands. Really, the wetlands are not very big. I think it's a glorified name that we call them wetlands, but they have tall weeds. So, so anyhow, he was lost. And he was calling 911. He didn't know how to tell us where he was at. At the time we only had phase 2 wireless. So of course we know that that's not super accurate. So sending officers in to go and find him. Well, then he was scared of the officers. So every time he would see their flashlights, he would run away. And so our call taker stayed on the phone with him for about an hour and a half until we could finally track him down in these wetlands, convince him that it's safe to approach the officers and to be rescued, basically. So again, complete darkness. So we're going to use a scenario such as that. Somebody who's lost in our wetlands in the city of Aurora. It can be scary to be in the city of Aurora and in wetlands in Aurora. But so we're going to use kind of this lost hiker type of scenario, right? And it's dark out. They don't know where they're at. They can't see anything. So calling 911. Let me show you what that phone call looks like coming into the system. And this system is all cloud native, lives in the cloud. And so one of the things about it is being able to take and receive calls remotely. We talked about staffing and those types of things, how we can combat some of these issues that are going on. And so really being able to think outside the box in how we do business today. Always issues that happen in demos. And for some reason, my phone was not going. All right, so let me show how we can actually reach out to somebody, right? So we can get location off of somebody who didn't call 911 as well. And that can a lot of times be really difficult to do when someone's phone call comes in through a non-emergency line, or they're being transferred from somewhere else, and we're not able to communicate with them. So let's see if, do I have that one? Okay, here. Okay, so I've answered the phone. We're going to get feedback everywhere, so I'm going to mute myself everywhere. Okay, so I muted. Answering the phone. What's happened as soon as that phone call came in, we already have it set up in our system to do this, but you can manually push out a text message to somebody that will say, click on this link to enable permissions and to share your location with your department, okay? So I'm also going to show my phone screen. Someone's got a cool ringtone there. What is that? That was pretty awesome.
Sounds like an old.
All right, so this is my phone screen. Here is what that Carbyne link will look like. So if you can see up on the screen there, it says 911, please click the link to enable dynamic location and video. They click on the link. It opens in the cell phone browser. So the caller does not have to have an app or anything downloaded onto their phone previously. It opens in their cell browser, okay? It always happens.
The video on landing is Chris.
Is it Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm thinking I'm having some network issue here. Gotta reset that. So anyhow, the link will come through. It will open up. Initially, we are going to get, let me try this one more time here. We're allowing permissions. Here we go. Okay, here's my cell phone again. So it opens in the web browser. It's going to ask to allow location, and then it's going to ask to allow video. So we do have to ask for those permissions, FCC regulations that we ask for those permissions. Again, we're going straight to the device now to get this information. Did you have a question? No? Okay. Yes, wave. There we go. Yeah. All right, so I've got my phone set up next to it, just so you can see kind of what that looks like there. But that's what it's gonna look like on the caller's end. I'm gonna go and minimize our caller so we can focus on what the call taker is seeing. So what's happened on this screen? Up in this top right-hand corner here, look at, I have a green thing, isn't it cool? I have a pointer. So up here in the top, it says device location. And that's going to give our latitude and longitude. If somebody dialed 911, initially we partner with Rapid SOS for that initial AML location that comes in, and it will show here and plot on our map. But once we go to the device for location, then we're getting a little bit more information. So we're going to get latitude and longitude, we're going to get our dispatchable address, and an accuracy and altitude is up here. So I know for those of you who are in the room probably can't really see that, but altitude is also up here. So altitude, we haven't had that before very often. I mean, I never had it in my comm center. So altitude is really great to have, especially if you've got hikers who are lost in wetlands. You want to know, are they down in a valley? Are they going to be up on top of a mountain somewhere? Or multi-story buildings, okay? And what's nice about this is all going to be from Google Maps. So Google Mapping has started mapping a lot of buildings. So in some locations, you will actually see their floor level and be able to see they're on floor 2, floor 1, or you can at least get the elevation in there. It will plot on the map here, so you can see on the map where the person is at. So our lost hiker in the wetlands, we now have an accurate location of where they're at. We can also turn on a satellite view just for more information. Again, Google Maps, and be able to see what the surrounding area looks like, okay? So in the area of our wetlands or in this building, if you've got a large building where somebody could be located, where in the building are they? I don't know this building very well. Is that pretty accurate?
Yep, real accurate.
Good. Good. I'm so happy when that happens. We were doing a demo. We were doing a demo a couple weeks ago, and I was using this guy's phone to do it, and it's plotting him in the middle of some train tracks. And I said, "Well, why is it plotting you in train tracks?" He said, "Oh, well, my phone is undergoing a software update right now, so that might be affecting the location." I said, "You got to work with me on these demos, right?" Like, but so I'm glad to see that this is plotting accuracy. Network location down here. I forgot to mention down here, this is where Annie Alley still will come in. So all that other information we are used to getting from in our phone systems, that's where Annie Alley will come in. So with your landline, all your wireless phase 2 information, all of that will come into network location, so you know which is that your phone company is providing you and which is it that the cell phone is providing you, okay? All right. Our caller is lost in the wetlands. If you guys have noticed, we have had video running this whole time. Because I'm on a demo system, the video is automatically set to come on right away. You can change at an agency level so that video is hidden So when you first enable camera, the video is actually hidden, and then the call taker decides when they are ready to see video. Okay, so having video on scene, we can turn it off. It's still recording in the background. All of this data is being saved to the AWS Gov Cloud, and the video itself can be viewed by others. It doesn't have to be viewed by just the call taker. We can send it out to the first responders in the field. We can also have somebody else in the comp center, maybe a supervisor, be able to join in on this phone call and be able to view that video. We have some agencies that have real-time crime centers, and they are looking to have a video wall board in their real-time crime center so they can see all the videos that are incoming. So lots of different options for where this video goes and who it's viewed by. Yeah.
Does that require any sort of application, or that's just through a link? Does it enable video for them?
Yeah, so with the Responder Connect, it's a link. Oh, the question is, sorry, thank you for reminding me. The question is, sorry, how did you question that? Does it require an app or any special application for other people to see the video? So there are several ways that video can be viewed. Through Responder Connect, it turns it into a URL, so a hyperlink that you can then send out either via CAD messaging or put it into CAD notes. They click on it, they're able to view it in a web browser, so no application needs to be installed on MVCs or anything like that. And then officers or firefighters who are en route can view that video. We also have within the comm center, if somebody else is also on APEX system, they can join the call and be able to see that video. So there's a couple different ways, depending on who you're sending it to or who needs to see it, that they can get that video.
You mentioned Responder Connect. That's another part of the universe, or that's another application.
So yes, Responder Connect is right now, he asked if I mentioned Responder Connect and asked if that's part of this application right here. So it's part of our Universe product, and it will be part of APEX coming up Q3 or Q4 this year. So it basically takes that video and turns it into a URL so you can send it out. Yes. Yes. And we've got different securities and that type of thing built around that link. So a lot of people are concerned, can you just send it to anybody? And we don't want to see that video showing up on Facebook, obviously, right? So yes, there are securities built around that link, and your agency can decide how you want those securities to work. Okay.
Does that answer your question? Good, thanks.
All right, so with the video, we now have live streaming. I'm just going to move the video around, so hopefully people don't get too busy. But as I'm moving it around, those of you who are watching up here can see that there's very low latency, almost no latency. That's part of our, sorry, everybody. You know. That would be the demo unless I didn't mess up at least 10 times. All right, so one of the things about our product that's our patent is that we can compress the data from the caller's end. So even if they only have one cell service, one bar of cell service, we're compressing data and sending it out. So lost hikers, a lot of times they are in those low cell coverage areas. As long as they can receive that text message and click on that link, we can start gathering data from that. And we will compress it down and send it up into the cloud, and then up there it releases, uncompresses once it gets to your PSAP, and you still got clear video. Okay. The system also monitors battery life, which is super cool. So a lot of people are running out of battery. It will monitor that battery life and make a determination how strong is their battery. Do we need to start maybe not sending as clear a video? So it might pixelate a little bit more. And the system will also continue to send location. If at one point the battery gets to critical level, then it will actually shut off video and just continue sending location, because we know that that's the most important thing to find people is their location. Okay. So our lost hiker in the wetlands, they are able to send us video so we can see where they're at. If they were injured and they're not able to move around, we can send or they can be able to view their surroundings. Do we need special equipment to get to them? Or is it a place where we can just kind of walk right up to them? So that video can be extremely important, not only to the call taker and how they process the call, but to the people who are responding. Okay. So. Am I coming across okay on audio?
Looks like.
Let me make sure, because I got that little warning there. Okay, moving on with the rest of the demo here. And I want to be conscious of time. We have till 11, right, Tim? Okay, let me go ahead and scoot on forward. Another thing that the caller has the ability to do, I'm going to bring up my caller screen here.
Well, we started late, so you go the 15 to.
Okay. So this is going to be the caller screen. I'm going to bring up our caller screen. And one of the things they can do is they can also, if they're not able to speak safely or able to speak at all for whatever reason, they can also start chatting. And so on the phone, it overlays the video. So the chat, they can chat back and forth with the video still going on in the background. So we're going to say help. All right. Oh, did my phone crap out again? Hold on. No, my phone's not. The screen sharing on my phone is. You know what, guys? Every time I come to demo for you guys, there's an issue, and I don't know why. No. Let me restart that here so you guys can see what the phone is doing. While we're waiting for that, silent chat means that the caller does not receive any notifications on their side. So they don't receive any bells or whistles or anything like that, okay? I'm gonna pause share real quickly here for just a second. I don't know that I'm gonna get my phone to come back up. There it goes. Taking a minute. So they don't receive any bells or whistles so that other people around them aren't alerted that they are chatting with somebody. Okay, so whether they have their phone system on or not, that type of thing, you know, it doesn't matter. So they can go ahead and communicate. They can actually close down that browser if needed and be able to wipe their screen clear if needed. Yes.
One of the questions online, they asked, were you able to share that URL? So that people can jump on or anything else with it?
Right now, it's not possible because I don't have, the URL
For the live video?
for the live video. Did we try that with multiple phones before?
No, you can just watch.
Yeah, let me see if we can try that. I don't think I can. I know, I'm
No,
like.
that's the great, powerful Keith Viveros, so, you know, we're talking a heavy hitter.
Copy text. Let's see what, if we can do this or not.
We got Nina Royalty watching with us, so I mean, come on.
He just sent a smiley face, and that's her.
I know, right?
Um,
You know,
all,
my screen.
okay, all I'm seeing is a Microsoft thing for your screen share, so something's happening.
So let's just shut that off. Right.
Is it not show? Is
No.
it showing now?
Yeah, we have just says Microsoft on the white screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
this
have
is
to
what,
resume share.
oh, there it is.
You're back.
You're
I'm
back.
special, remember? I'm not just special.
You are a diva.
I am. Okay. My screen share is running a little. I will see what we can do to share that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So one of the things with our chat is that we are able to, when we chat back to somebody, they get a double check mark. The call taker does, to let them know that the message has been received by the device, and a second check mark to let them know if the message is open on the device. so they know that it's been read. So let me write back. So we get a double check mark here for the call taker. That way they know that the person's received the message. It's been a lot of times in text to 911 when you send out a text message back to a person, you don't know if they've ever even got it or read it. You're just waiting for them to respond forever, and sometimes they never respond. So this is really nice to have verified chat, so you know whether or not that message reached the device. And then number two, if it's been opened, assuming that the person has read it, right? We have some really great success stories about our silent chat, where we've had people who were barricaded parties inside of a house being held hostage. One woman who was inside a room with her husband, and he told her, if you move, I'm going to kill you. He was drunk, he was high on drugs, and had assaulted her. And so she called 911, and it was an open line for the call taker. And the call taker just had a gut feeling something was different about this open line. So sent out the Carbyne link. The woman clicked on it. They started chatting silently back and forth. She's showing her video of the inside of the room, and they were able to communicate and understand what happened, what was going on. They could see the guy lying on the bed with a shotgun right next to him, and able to coordinate with that woman on how she would get out of the room once officers were posted up outside. So they gave her a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go. She got up from the bed, ran to the door. Officers came in, took the guy into custody, and nobody was injured. No shots were fired. So just one of the examples that silent chat really played a key piece in how we communicated and were able to get help to somebody. All right, with the chat, we can also share photos. So if the caller took a picture before dialing 911 and then called 911, they could share that photo, which is kind of nice. So being able to upload a photo, I just did it from my phone right now. And for those of you on the call, that was my drink last night. We went to this place called the Little Onion Mexican Restaurant. Have any of you ever been there? Okay, super. It's just down the street. Really good. And that drink was called a Coco Loco. So if any of you are coconut fans, really good. I recommend it. But being able to share photos, where before we would say, save that for the officer or the firefighter and show them when they get on scene, now we can actually see it, right? So think about things such as suspect vehicles as they're driving away, or suspects, crimes that had happened that people got pictures of. They can actually start sharing that information immediately. So we can also do other things with our video, such as screenshots from the call taker side. So if the call taker sees something of interest, they can say, oh, I need to take a picture of that. Or the caller can also do it from their phone as well. And I'm going to bring up my phone again. Let's see if it's working. Or is it still misbehaving? No, the screen share is still misbehaving. I'm sorry. But all of those photos, whether they've been uploaded by the caller or done as screenshots, save it in the chat gallery down here. And so they can be viewed as needed. And then all of this saves to the cloud. So if people need evidentiary, need this information for subpoenas, open record requests, investigations, they need it for quality assurance, whatever the information is needed for, it can be grabbed later. It is saved all in the cloud. There's unlimited data storage for an indefinite period of time unless you want it to match your retention policies. Okay. Being that this is a phone system, we can do pretty much everything that a regular phone system can. We can take and transfer the call somewhere if we need to. We can also, we have speed dials up here. We have groups that we can go, and if you want to group anything together for ease of finding, there's also a dial pad for dialing out. It does work with Genovation keypads, so that is a plus definitely. Being able to transfer. Max, what is your phone number? We're going to transfer to Max. So if we need to transfer to another agency, for example, 801. bring Beth Max on the line with us, just so you can see what the conferencing looks like and the transferring. So it will go ahead and transfer out. And one of the things that I like, and answer your phone. Yeah. If you want to mute yourself. Okay. All right. So the transfer, the call transfer is up here. What's nice is that it kind of parses out how many people you have on that call. You can hang up on people individually. I worked with Viper System for years, and I'm not going to talk bad about another vendor, but I tell you, after 19 years, I still hung up on people when I was trying to transfer them on Viper. I don't know why. I don't know how it always happened. Somehow I still hung up on them. So I really enjoy this type of transfer. It really gives the call taker control of who hangs up when, and you know, to connect the two together. As the call taker, I just have to remove myself from the call, and those two people will be connected in the transfer in the conference. So, yes.
So on that, if you're connecting other people, will that show a record of who was involved, what the numbers were, how long they were, and everything else?
Yep. Yeah, all those analytics are captured in the background. Yep.
When you call in, when you have those supervisor tools for listening in and all that.
We
stuff.
do, yeah. So in my agent status, which I don't have anybody signed in right now, I went ahead and hung up on you, Matt. Decided it wasn't your jurisdiction after all. So we do have those, and I don't have any agents signed in right now, but as I have agents signed in, you have an option to do an auto monitor. So if you're a supervisor or CTO, trainer, being able to auto monitor somebody. So every time they pick up the phone or make an outgoing phone call, that they're in your ear, you can see everything that they are seeing on their screen. So you will get all their location. If they're doing video, you will see that also as a supervisor. Also, we have what's called whisper mode. Whisper mode allows the trainer or the supervisor to talk into the headset of the call taker without the caller hearing. So, yeah, Leslie, I knew you were gonna like that one. I knew you were gonna like that one. So, as trainers, that is so important, because a lot of times with our trainees, they get so discombobulated when you take their attention away from their cat, or the caller can hear the call taker in the background giving instructions and hear the call taker or the trainee parroting what the call taker is saying. So it becomes a confusing mess. And so being able to do that more discreetly and more professionally can definitely help in those training situations, or when you're supervising, you need to give additional guidance to your call taker.
Along those same lines, if you had, let's say, 5 or 10 dispatchers on, does it show, it's not only status, but does it show time, whether they're ready? It's okay, do it so good.
I know, right?
Actually, it still shows your whole screen online.
Does it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were just about at the end. Yeah. Yeah, it was wrapping up. Yeah. So you were asking about.
So if you had your agents, let's say 10 agents, whether they're on a call,
Yep.
off a call, ready, not ready, on hold, when to transfer, does it not only show those different statuses and the time frames that they're doing those? Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So in your agent status bar, it will show all of that, what their status is, if they're not ready, if they're ringing, meaning that there's a call coming in, if they're on an outbound call, whatever it is that they're doing, it will show you, and it will have the timer, so you know how long they've been in that status. Yeah. Yeah, we've also got a wall board, so if you have that in your agency now, where it's showing the stats up top, or having a seat map and showing their different statuses on a seat map, we have that as well. Yes.
So in the state of California, we're currently tied in with our phone contract for the next, well, however long, we're only 3 years into that.
Right.
We have Viper. So is this an over-the-top product that we can get now, or is this a phone system that you guys are going to have able for us to purchase in the future? How's it work?
So we have an over-the-top product which is called Universe. So that will not replace Viper until your contract is up. So if you've got a phone system right now that's under contract, we can give you Universe, and that's an over-the-top application, and you're able to get the location, your silent chat, your video, all of those features now. And then once your contract is up, if you want to move into a Viper or into a Apex, then we can replace your Viper with Apex. So right now, what I'm showing you would be a replacement for Viper. But we have something that can get you, in between as well.
And that's what's in there, yeah.
Yeah.